Okay.
So tell me what your name is and the name of the company.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Brian Chevalier Jordan, and I work in Inspira Financial.
Awesome. Can you, Brian, can you tell us just a little bit about what you guys do and who your market is, who you help?
Sure. So Inspira is a lender in the healthcare space. We specialize in providing lines of credit, revolving lines of credit for physicians, hospitals, clinics, and other medical practices. They generally need to borrow money against their accounts receivable, and so we will lend up to $5 million for someone's accounts receivable.
Great, great. That's a unique service. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, before you started working with Fingerprint Marketing, what were some of the challenges that you were facing at the time?
Well, I am a marketing department of one. And so I am tasked with doing everything from buying advertising to writing advertising and developing our website. And the site that we were using was on WordPress, but it was a really clunky site. It was not optimized, especially not for mobile, and it was difficult for me to make changes. So I needed someone who was going to be able to create a slick website that I would be able to then feel comfortable about having it represent us to the world.
Great. So you mentioned buying ads. So you were purchasing Google AdWords, and you were like maintaining the website, updating. I mean, it sounds like you were a one-stop shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that can be challenging. Have you worked with any web design companies or marketing agencies before?
I have. In fact, I was in an advertising agency for almost 9 years, but I've worked with many other agencies in the past, who can be, I have had relationships with. In fact, I spoke to them before I spoke to you, but the services that Fingerprint was able to provide were far broader and more comprehensive than I could get from other places. And it made it a lot easier for me, rather than have to bring some other agency up to speed about what the business is or what the tone should be. I could get it all at one place with Fingerprint.
So now you're not the one-stop shop, but we are.
Now you are my one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You are my go-to people.
That's awesome. So during the process, so just as a reminder, we helped you with some Google AdWords, some banner creative. We built a new website. We did some strategy. Was there how was the process for you? Was it pretty seamless? Was there anything that stood out that you really appreciated more than anything else?
One thing I'd never done before was to fill out a sort of personality profile that I thought was really interesting and unique. I presume that was designed to help you understand where I'm coming from personality-wise, as well as business goals. And so that way you're able to work with me and know how I either want to be worked with, or to how to sort of corral me if you needed to. And I've found that seems to have worked, because everything has been very smooth. I haven't had any hiccups. You're incredibly responsive, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Great, good. Was there anything that stood out in your mind that was even more helpful, like during the process, that kind of delighted and surprised you?
I think the responsiveness is something that I was really impressed by. So using Basecamp as a tool is really awesome. And if you are a power user, then it's very efficient. And I wasn't certain how that was going to work out. And turns out that Amy, in particular on your team, is always on it, always responding, day, night, morning, it doesn't matter. So that's
Go check it
out. So that was surprising and delightful for me. I would ask for a revision, and I would get it within 24 hours. And one of the things I really appreciated is the professionalism and the skill set that the team brings. So if I say, I don't know exactly what I need in this particular case, I think I would want it to be something like this, I get a response which is not just a regurgitation of what I'd asked for, but somebody actually using their own creative sensibility or their own professional senses to provide something that is far and above what I would have done myself.
So kind of a marketing soundboard.
Yeah, someone who can, a group of people actually, not just one person, who can provide me a perspective when I'd ask the question, is this a best practice? Should I be doing something different? And I get a wealth of experience and opinions back that say, I believe you should do this, and it is very well reasoned, and I trust it.
Great. That's excellent feedback. Thank you. So once the website launched, were you happy with the results?
I was delighted. People were in our organization were just like, oh, wow, that looks fantastic. I'm getting feedback from people where they're saying things like, we finally look like a real professional company. They are very proud of the way that it's looking on our site. I've gotten feedback from people saying that it's one of the slickest sites they've ever seen. So I think that we've been very happy.
Great. That's excellent. Glad to hear that. And then when you did some work with our creatives on the banner ads, how was that process? Were you happy with the results of the Google AdWords?
Yeah, I've been really thrilled. I mean, the advertising that we've been running is it's across the board, small space, large space, and it is doing really, really well for us. I think it's really attention getting. It is driving very well qualified leads for us. So far, it's been a great success.
Excellent. And then on the website, have you found that like logging in and making some minor changes on your own has been pretty seamless?
I haven't done that yet. So I'm hopeful, but I know that Amy is going to be training me in the next day or so on how to do that, because I've gotten a couple of requests already, just like, hey, can we add in this little snippet, or can we do this? So I anticipate that will happen the next couple of days.
Great. So you're going to go through the training. That's awesome.
Right.
So do you feel comfortable recommending our services to anyone that might be in the same position you are, that needs a one-stop shop marketing agency or a new web design?
Oh, wholeheartedly. I came to you because of a recommendation from the photographer that I had used for a photo shoot for a print ad. She said, hey, I worked with these folks before. They're fantastic. She showed me or sent me to your website. I loved the work that you had done for people before. And I can just echo what I heard, which is that working with you and with Fingerprint has been a really terrific experience. I would absolutely recommend to anybody that they use you.
That's great. And you've offered to give us a review on LinkedIn and Yelp, so we appreciate that.
I have, and I will.
Great. And from the Fingerprint marketing team, thank you for working with us, and we're looking forward to a long relationship.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, Brian.
Bye.